Zeno Education Society, redefining excellence.
Hello, I'm Anushka Lokwe, student of first year Computer Department, Zeel Polytechnic, Pune. Our topic is to prepare a circuit on breadboard on to turn on and off using the photodiode center under the guidance of Professor Amruta More ma'am. Uh, Photodiode. A photodiode is a type of photodetector capable of converting light into either current or voltage. It converts light energy into electrical energy. Photodiodes are similar to regular semiconductor diodes, except that they may be either exposed with a window or optical fiber to allow light to each sensitive part of device. Here is the material commonly used for producing photodiode includes materials silicon, electromagnetic spectrum wavelength range 190 to 1110, germanium 400 to 1700, lead sulfide 100 to 3500, gallium 800 to 2600. Working of photodiode. Photodiodes are of two types, p-n and pin. At p-n junction, there will be concentration gradient that causes electron to diffuse into a p-type region holes into n-type region. This diffusion results in an opposing electrical potential often referred to as an depletion region. Any photon absorbed in depletion causes moment of charge carriers. This moment of charge carriers across the junctions upset the electrical balance and produces a photocurrent which can be detected at electrodes. Here is a diagram for working of photodiode. So what is LED? LED are semiconductor p-n junction that under forward conditions can emit radiation by electroluminescence in the UV visible regions of electromagnetic spectrum. The quanta of light energy released is approximately proportional to the band gap of the semiconductor. Getting to know LED. Advantages of light emitting diodes LEDs. Longevity. The light emitting inner diode is a small conductor chip rather than a filament, which greatly extends the diode life in comparison to the bulb. Efficiency. Diodes emit almost no heat and run at a very low ampere. Photodiodes are semiconductor light sensors that generate a current or voltage when the p-n junction is semiconductor is illuminated by light. When a photon of sufficient energy strikes the diode, it excites an electron, thereby creating a free electron and a positively charged electron hole. This mechanism is also known as the inner photoelectric effect. This device can be used in three modes: photovoltaic as a solar cell, reverse bias as a photodetector, and a forward bias as an LED. A photodiode is a type of photodetector capable of converting light energy into electrical energy. Photodiodes are similar to regular semiconductor diode, except that they may be either exposed to detect UV or X-rays or packaged with a window or optical fiber to allow light to reach the sensitive part of the device. A photodiode is designed to cooperate in reverse bias. N-type silicon is the starting material. A thin P layer is formed on the front of surface of the device by thermal diffusion of ion. Implantation of the appropriate doping material. The interface between the P layer and the N silicon is known as p-n junction. Small metal contacts are applied to the front surface of the device and the entire back is coated with a contact metal. The back contact is the cathode, the front contact is the anode. The active area is coated with either silicon nitride, silicon monoxide, or silicon dioxide for protection and to serve as an anti-reflection coating. The thickness of this coating is optimized for particular irradiation wavelengths. As an example, a Centrovision series 5T diode has a coating which enhances its response to the blue part of spectrum. The moment of charge carries across the junction upset the electrical balance and produces a small photocurrent which can be detected at the electrodes. In many applications, it is described to maximize the thickness of the depletion region. For example, device response is faster when the most of the charge carriers are created in a depletion region. This also increases the quantum efficiency of the device. Since most charge carriers will not have opportunity to recombine, the quantum efficiency is defined as the ratio of the photocurrent in electrons to incident light intensity in photons. At the p-n junction, there will be a concentration gradient that causes electrons to diffuse into the p layer and holes to diffuse into the n layer. This diffusion results in an opposing electrical potential, often referred to as an internal bias. In a generic p-n photodiode, light enters a device through the thin p-type layer. Absorption causes light intensity to drop exponentially with penetration depth. Region produced. Any photons absorbed in the depletion region produce charge carriers that are immediately separated and swept across the junction by the natural internal bias. Eventually, there will be the movement of charge carriers. Photodiode construction, cross section of the silicon photodiode. Here is the image. In that they have shown the construction of photodiode, applications of LEDs, etc. Thank you.
Zeal Education Society, redefining excellence.